This episode of Penn Point is starting now. I was on Dancing with the Stars. And when I say I was on Dancing with the Stars, what I mean is I was the first person thrown off Dancing with the Stars the year I was on, which was like 3 years ago. Was that what it was? Was it that long ago? It was a long time ago. I was on Dancing with the Stars. I believe I'm the tallest person that's ever been on, and I don't know, I'm trying to use an excuse. I was also the worst person that was ever on. I mean, I was just, for my season, I was the worst person. And I also want to say, there's a line by Neil Young, it's hard enough losing without the confusion of knowing I tried. It's a great line. It's a line that I used to write on the blackboard of my high school. I'd write on the blackboard of class when I first got in, it's hard enough losing without the confusion of knowing I tried. I don't know I forget what song it is, but it's on the Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere album, a Neil Young solo album from way back. Fabulous. And I did not follow oh, by the way, I got to tell you what this episode of Penn Point is brought to you by. They'll slug that in right now. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. Go to www.gamefly.com/pen for your free trial membership. Good. Now, getting back to this, I forget what exact song. Hard enough love yourself, and you know that you're losing inside. I don't know. I think it's Round and Round and Round off the Neil Young Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere record. It's hard enough losing without the confusion of knowing I've tried. Well, I fucked that up on Dancing with the Stars because I really, really tried. I really focused and I really worked as hard as I could to dance as well as I could. I really did. And those people on Dancing with the Stars who say it's really, really, really hard work, that is such fucking bullshit. You're in an air-conditioned studio with an attractive woman dancing. I mean, really, if you have a job that's outside of show business, you are working harder every day than every single person on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, Bruce Springsteen works hard, but not as hard as someone who has a job, okay? James Brown was the hardest working man in show business, but did not work as hard. He's dead now, does not work as hard as any human being that has a job in show business. Besides the real job. Show business is just not hard. So you work a little bit on Dancing with the Stars. But I broke my own rule, and I actually tried. So I had a little bit of my heart invested in it, and there was actually no reason for me to try. Because being thrown off first, I sold a ton of tickets to the show, and the thing I'm most happy with about doing Dancing with the Stars is the fact that a lot of people come to our show this is not a sexist or unpleasant thing to say. Dancing with the Stars has a predominantly, I think, female audience, and a lot of that female audience had never heard of Penn and Teller, never gave a flying fuck about Penn and Teller, and they showed up at the show, and they seemed to dig it. They talked to me afterwards about how they'd never heard of us before Dancing with the Stars, and they came to the show and dug it. And every time someone comes to our show that doesn't think they would never have thought about coming and then likes it, it's a great moment. I mean, the reason I do the fucking show is to communicate with people, right? Which is another reason I worry about these pen points. Because these pen points, I say motherfucker every fucking word, but in the live show, I don't swear at all. Not at all. I mean, not even hell or damn. I say shit once as part of the name bullshit, but nothing else. So there's a lot of people who would turn on these pen points and say, look at this guy, he's just fucking saying anything that pops into his head. He's a fucking idiot. And then they might very well like the show, because in the show, it's all scripted out. I know what I'm going to say, and I'm not saying fuck. But anyway, so I did Dance with the Stars, and I was the first one thrown off. And the only thing I can say, it was hard for me to do, because I disagree with the idea that art of any kind, dancing is art, even not when I did it, but in general. When you judge art by scores, by rating, because I think you're then going for mediocrity. I mean, if you look at like America's Got Talent, I did a whole thing about this. Howie Mandel mentioned this. You're not going to have Sun Ra or Tiny Tim or Bob Dylan doing well on America's Got Talent. And also, if you were going to have a great revolutionary dancer, they're not going to do great on Dancing with the Stars. It goes to mediocrity. But I went and did it because I'm trying to sell tickets to my show. And but I don't feel good about judging art. And the only thing I'll say that would have made my mom and dad really proud of me. My mom and dad died before I did Dance with the Stars, but my sister saw it, and my sister loved it. What made me most proud is my dad was a very hardworking, very, very competitive man. Very hardworking, very competitive man, but he did not like sports, and he did not like games. And I don't like sports, I don't love games. And the thing that I did that kept true to myself, I didn't follow Neil Young's It's Hard Enough Losing Without the Confusion of Knowing You Tried, but I did keep this one part to myself. And I'll tell you what that one part is right after I read that stupid sponsor read, okay? But listen to the sponsor read, and I'll get back to you. GameFly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice of over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, GameFly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. Woohoo! There's no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Got that free? That's the important word. Anytime you're reading an ad, lean on the word free. Free is important. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and GameFly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the GameFly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. GameFly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. Pinpoint fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to www.gamefly.com/pen. The one thing I did that I'm most proud of, and I think they cut this out of the show, because the show really isn't about dancing. The show is mostly about trying to get, young Mormon girls to cry on camera. That doesn't seem to me, from the way the producers were handling it. But anyway, I took the dancing very seriously, and I took the stuff around it, like the confessionals into the camera, I didn't take seriously at all. I mean, I think what they're hoping to do is get something in the tabloids, and the fact that, you freak out and do something stupid. Well, all I did stupid was trying to move 275 pounds around a dance floor in ballroom dancing. That's a stupid thing I did. But they're mostly they're trying to build, drama around it, which is, I don't give a fuck. I don't have drama in my personal life. I have a family that I love. I get along fine with my business partner. Everything's fine. So I'm not going to give you drama on TV. But the one thing I did on Dance with the Stars that would have made my dad so proud is after we came out from our first dance and we were taken backstage, and Kim, my partner, who's wonderful, great person. She's the Australian one, and she's beautiful, and she's hardworking, and I'm so glad she finally got a chance to win with Donny Osmond, because she certainly didn't have a fucking chance when she was teamed up with fucking Sasquatch. I mean, look at me. Look at the size of those gunboats, and they stand out to the side. Okay, I was so glad she finally won, because she really deserved it. She's hardworking, and she's sweet, and she's nice, and she could put up with having a psychopath as a dance partner. That's me. I'm not talking about Donny Osmond, although... but she was able to win. But the one thing I'm proud of, we went backstage, and she was upset at the scores, and they brought us into a little confessional room to do this big, how do you feel about being out there, how do you feel about your score. The thing I can say most proudly about Dancing with the Stars is when they asked me how I felt about my score, I didn't know what my score was. These 3 judges flipped over cards with a score. It was an easy to understand score, right? It was like 0 to 10, and I did not know what score I got. I did not know what I got, how good it was. I paid no attention. They turned over the scores. I tried to make a joke. I tried to move along with Tom, and then I did not know what my score was. So that's the moment on Dance with the Stars that I'm most proud of. That I really tried, that I really put my heart in it, and that I did not know what my score was. And remember, it's hard enough losing without the confusion of knowing you tried.